One thing to highlight, and Peter Murphy alluded to it at the start of the session, as financial advisors we very much focus on the financial side of things and how best to structure your financial resources, how to steward those resources, and we'll talk about that in the main content of the session. One thing that is coming up more and more is just what retirement looks like for you, and to highlight how things have changed over the last 80 years in Australia, you can look at the phases of life. And if you look at the early 1900s, in 1928 for example, a child was considered a child until they were a teenager, then they were an adult, right and through until in the early 50s, and then they were considered old, and the life expectancy was 63, so that you'd expect to live that long. The pension age was around 60 at that point in time, and so it was only a few years that people were supported by the government age pension for those people who couldn't work in those final years of life. Now, as we progressed into the 1960s, there was childhood probably shortened a bit, and then there was this teen phase, I guess, that was started. The adult period went from the late teens and now through until 60, and you're considered, I guess, old in quotation marks, from 60 up until your life expectancy of 71. Now this is the next one. We've chosen 2008 here, but you could very well apply it to 2014 as well. You're a child until your teens. There's this longer adolescent period all the way up to 30, and we don't become adults really, and I guess those of you with adult children living at home could attest to the fact that adulthood really is starting around 30 and goes through until the mid-50s. Now this is the part that I'm trying to help communicate with people in this transition phase about, and that it's not all about working full-time until you cease work and then go to retirement, but there's this additional phase that some people have called the portfolio lifestyle, and it's a period where you might have a little bit more flexibility to either take long service leave, or it might mean you're working 4 days a week and spending more time with family or doing travel. And so it's a whole new period of flexibility from that mid-50s to mid-60s, and I'm seeing it well beyond that as well. I've got a number of clients who are in their early to mid-70s, still working part-time, very engaged in the work that they do, but have time for travel and family as well. So I guess I'm highlighting here that the traditional work full-time, then go to full-time retirement is not necessarily how things work well, both from a financial perspective and also from an emotional and physical and spiritual perspective as well. Just starting to encourage you to think about that.